And qualifying is about to get underway right about now. Green light is out. Welcome to the second round of the championship, and welcome to qualifying. The drivers now heading out onto the track to get their laps in. And look at the herd of drivers exiting out of pits together. Klaus, Young, Ries, Steinberg, Krogsgaard, Van der Hayden, Bloch, Sabaj, Maramiri, Smith, Rupnarine just in the background as well. As Martin Webster, cars are still filing out on track. Who else do we got there? Carvalero. And a couple drivers still waiting in the pits. And these two drivers may be your quickest ones on track. Van Dorn and Andretta. Both of these drivers have been working very hard on each other's setups. It started with Andretta working on the Aston Martin. And he wanted to get the action of his own. He's not driving the same car though. But we're going to see how those two do out here now. So drivers on track putting in their out laps here. Krogsgaard, there we see Steinberg, Bloch, Clint. But let's go across to the penultimate corner here, as Danny Nasir is going to kick us off for the first lap the drivers are going to be chasing. Let's see how the McLaren can do. And we're just getting some unfortunate word that Stephen Bola may not be joining us. So, Steven, if you are in the chat, hope to see you in the next one. Meanwhile, let's get back under this qualifying session there. So we have unfortunately lost Stephen Bola. We did earlier see Sean Lee unable to make today's race. So unfortunately, that's one of the Audis gone, and McLaren. Nonetheless, though, we still have a solid lineup of drivers here that's going to be making some big impacts on track here today. And one of those drivers is Danny Nasir in the CMRSC Totally Not Marlboro painted car. And unfortunately, does not look like he set in some sector times. His lap actually looks invalid, so let's actually look to the man behind him, and that's Andy Ries, already flying 2 purple sectors out here. And into the hairpin, exiting out said hairpin. Through the final complex of the circuit. And into the final corner now. Somebody's already taken sector 1. Danny Nasir puts in the first lap time. The driver's going to be chasing him at 38.331. As Andy Reid's going to go quicker. 34.218. Marlon Young up there. P2 went down to P3. Krogsgaard up there. 35.1. Bloch in the Ferrari. 36.0. Watching the rest of the lap times. Klaus 38.1. Invalid lap time from Ramsfield. And Van der Hayden, the Canadian, in the Lamborghini, gets up into the top 10. Webster in the top 5. Rupnarine also putting in his first lap time there. It doesn't look valid, however. Carvalho in the Ferrari, fresh new painted livery. I think that's Hatsune Miku. The Brazilian, he's out there on track, and he's currently P8. Taking a look at the rest of the order. And Andretta still in the pits. Now, I did hear some word that potentially he could be going for a last to first challenge, but don't bite your tongue on it. So as it stands right now, Rees is currently the fastest man on track. Had a yellow second sector. First sector is golden. Andy Rees trying to go for another pole position out here. His teammate, Krogsgaard in P2. Danny Nasir gets out the way for him into the double left-handers of this circuit. 5 minutes left to go already. Andy Rees coming across the line, and no improvement from him. Here comes Andy through into the first sector. Nobody improving on positions. Oh, I say, take that back. Klaus and Ramsfield up the order. Ramsfield in his debut, top 5. Klaus, P6, was in the top 5 momentarily, pushed out. Steinberg in the top 10 in the Ford, as well as Rupnarina pushing his fellow Ford. Carvalho up into P9. And times are really ramping up as the track starts to get more grip, more rubber down. So lap times are just going to be improving more and more as we have a lockup there from Andy Rees. Gets the car back going. You see Krogsgaard as well. As fastest lap from Mike Van Dorn, provisional pole, 1:33.762, pushes down Andy Rees. And remember, pole position worth a point. So the championship battle continues here in the second round. What can the Danish driver of Andy Rees do and respond to Van Dorn's lap time of a 33.762? Remember, track is improving rapidly. Andy Rees crossed the line. It's a 34.993 for him. Take a look down the rest of the order. We have Marlon Young, P4. Doing very well, I will say, is Marlon Young for Team X-Play. Oliver Bloch in the Ferrari trying to keep up. So far, though, we're starting to see now the different manufacturers and their strengths around here. So far, Aston Martin, BMW, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Ferrari, Audi, McLaren. Audi are looking pretty good. Ford struggling to get up there. McLaren's looking pretty decent as well. Times are still looking good. And we're looking for our next driver with some sort of improvement on track. Who could that be? 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go, though. Time is ticking, and ticking fast. And a little bit wide there from Webster. Unfortunately, that's going to be a lap time deleted. Track limits very, very strict around here. Here comes Van Dorn, however, on an out lap. Now going to begin his flyer here. Track has been decently rubbered in, but 2 minutes left. Still a huge chance for a last lap. Huge pole position. Let's watch Van Dorn into turn 2. Into turn 3. 2 minutes left to go, and Van Dorn is finding some pace. He's purple in the first sector. Heading into the left-hander, you can see how much curb he uses just on the exit curb. And then racing onto the mini straight here, Krogsgaard goes up into third position. Into the left-hander. On corner exit. Looks very good so far. Ah, there it is. Unfortunately, that's his time all depleted. 4/10 down in the middle sector. Young enters the pits. He should be done as qualifying. Krogsgaard slipstreaming Brandon Smith may not help him. He's a second down. I think they're all just trying to race to the line here. They have a minute left. A little bit of a lockup on the inside tires. You can see the brakes glowing in the Ferrari. And they're really coming down to it. Not much time left in qualifying. 53 seconds left to go. It's a race to the line to start their lap times again. Andy Rees still trying to find that pole position. He was holding on to it for half the session. Lost it to Van Dorn and is trying to get it back. So he's going to be pushing very, very hard. All right, just one corner to go for Andy Rees, and he'll be getting his final lap. This may be a driver to watch. Take a look at Van Dorn. Where is he? Nowhere to be seen. 7/10 down in the first sector. So his chance of improving his lap time is very much over. We go on board with Andy Rees as time is now done Here we go. Checkered flag is out. We're going to be watching all these drivers and seeing what they do. Coming across the line now, we have Klaus. No improvement from him. The debut of Ramsfield cannot improve and goes to 6th position. Oh, and contact. I think Klaus was braking on the track to head into the pits, but you cannot be braking on the actual track itself, so thankfully qualifying was over, so we don't have to worry about that. Couple more drivers left here, and now let's look at Ryan here on the front straight. More locking up on the outside tires. Comes across the line, no improvement. Vanderheyden does improve, but not for position. And Rees enters the pits, cannot find any improvement. Van Dorn will come across the line now. It won't be pole, but it is still the fastest lap of the session. Krogsgaard cut track there on the inside, and he takes it straight to the pit lane. Sabaj. And he goes up into P14 in the BMW. Any driver still on a lap time. Ooh, lot of marbles all over the track, but it is Mike Van Dorn who takes pole position here at Misano. It's a 1:33.762. And what a qualifying it was for the drivers.